Hi! I feel like it's been a while since I've put a video out and a health update, so I wanted to do that real quick today. I I've had a really rough last couple of weeks. I am weaning down off the steroid that I've been on way too long that has a lot of repercussions. And as I've gotten down to a really, really low dose, a lot of the side effects from the immunotherapy cancer treatments have come back. And they have been really frustrating, painful. I have had severe fatigue. I've not been able to walk because of swelling in my knees and pain in my other joints, dry mouth, sinuses. There's so many things. I'm not going to go into all of them. Just know that I've been sitting in a recliner and not been able to do much else for too long. And if you know me, I'm not an idle person. I don't like being idle. And if I don't have something to do, I will create a project because I like having things to do. Now the things I put on my checklist are make sure you rest. Rest for this long. Do it again. Do it again. So yeah, it's a little different checklist than I like, but be praying about that with me, that I can get off these steroids and the side effects will go away, and the cancer will go away. They're treating the side effects and I'm much better today. So that is very encouraging, but I can't stay on these medications long term. So yeah, so as I've been going through this, for some reason I've been drawn to wear this necklace, and it's got a mustard plant and between glass, and there's some mustard seeds in there. It's really cool looking. A friend of mine gave it to me for my birthday this year. So I started thinking, well, maybe I should dive into that scripture since I feel so drawn to wear this. And it's been weeks that I've been choosing to wear this and just feel empowered by this, which is ironic because this verse has always tripped me up a little bit, and in fact intimidated me. And it's the verse that talks about the mustard seed that I'm thinking of is Matthew 17:20. And it's where Jesus is telling the disciples, if you had faith as small as a mustard seed, you would be able to say to these mountains, move, and they would move. Nothing would be impossible for you. And I've always thought, well, I thought I really had big faith, but I pray about things and believe without a doubt, like this cancer, God can heal me, take it away in a breath. Yet here I am a year and a half later, and I'm still battling it. And I thought I had a pretty big faith. And so it makes me feel, or I hear accusations in my head of being a failure in faith and not trusting God. And I really felt like I've grown in my faith, even going through this major storm of illness. And so as I looked at, original Greek, what I came to realize is that when that verse says faith the size of a mustard seed, that same word is translated many other places in the Bible to say as or like. So this verse could say, if you have faith as or like a mustard seed. And I thought, well, wait a minute. That's totally different meaning to me. It's more talking, instead of quantity of faith, it's more talking about quality of faith. So I'm like, I want to know more about how seeds work. How do they know to grow into what they're supposed to be? How does a mustard seed grow into a mustard plant? And the lily seed grow into a beautiful lily? So I started doing some research, and I came across this article that the Smithsonian put out. And in this article, scientists were talking about how they had discovered seeds have these specialized cells that act as little brains. And they are what controls when the seed germinates and grows and when it doesn't. And so they can detect the weather conditions around them, and when they become the right conditions, then they trigger the other cells within the seed to start germinating and growing, which is vital because if they germinate too early, the weather could kill them. If they germinate too late, they can be taken over and killed out by the other plants around them. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. That changes it for me. If I can be single focused, that I have a purpose and God can lead me to that, then I do have that faith that I feel like Jesus was talking about in that verse, that no matter what's going on around me, if I trust and stay focused on what God has said about me, that he has a purpose and a plan, and that he'll lead me to it, then I do have that faith as a mustard seed. So then why can't I move a mountain? Well, I got to thinking, probably moving a mountain is not within my purpose. But whatever is within my purpose, nothing is impossible for God. So there is nothing on this earth or in heaven that can stop him from leading me to fulfilling my purpose. So if we compare our lives as children of God and in this faith journey to that mustard seed, then we have to think it doesn't matter if we feel like a failure or what's going on around us. If we stay focused on heavenly things and trust that God will lead us to our purpose, then he will. Nothing's impossible. So as we grow into our purpose, we transform and change, and we become a more accurate reflection of Christ, which is a beautiful thing. And the other thing I especially have to remember, we all need to remember, is that nobody's journey looks exactly the same. And so I can't be focused on what other people are doing, what path they're on, what gifts they possess as they walk out their purpose and have their own journey toward that. And if I stay focused on God and the truth of his words and what he says about me, then I can let go of looking to others and maybe envying how easy things seem to them or how they can have such a cool purpose. Then I can find peace and hope to be on my own path and my own journey. I have been guilty of really envying other people's gifts, primarily in the musical realm. I have always wanted to have the ability to play an instrument or to sing really well, and I've tried. It's not in my skill set. I failed. And, I'm not gonna do that be able to minister in those ways with those outlets unless something miraculous happens and God automatically gives me that skill set. So I stay focused on, as long as I live, you're going to be leading me to fulfill layer after layer, phase after phase of my purpose. And, I know that staying on this journey and being focused on God leading me to my purpose and really believing that is really dependent on my willingness and my intentionality to press into God and to talk to him and to seek him, to listen to him, and to really learn and believe what he says about me. I only have to be who he made me to be. And he will bring me to that place where I am doing those things. So sometimes on our journey, we have to persevere things or situations or timelines that we don't really enjoy, but they do equip us for our ultimate purpose, for the next layer or phase. And I have to trust in God that when the world around me seems to be against me, I'm going to say, no, that doesn't matter. I'm going to focus on heaven and God. And when I do that, when you do that, it is a powerful force that brings you up out of despair and hopelessness and self-pity to hope and joy. And my journey through battling cancer has forced me into that place of choosing to trust God or not, or give up. But I feel like for most of the journey, I have gotten to that place where I trust him and I have faith that he will still use me to fulfill my purpose, because your purpose keeps expanding, keeps growing, keeps being discovered by you as long as you live. And I'm still living, so I'm going to live in that fullness of God and be on this journey and embrace this opportunity where I have to rely fully on him. This cancer and the stuff that's happening to me, it's not into my control, but I'm going to stay focused on God and that I have one purpose, and that's all I have to do is to work toward that. And leaning into the truth of his word liberates me to live in that fullness of God and to discover his extravagant love for me and more of his character. Now, when I hear that verse, I don't feel intimidated or accused of not having enough faith. I feel empowered that I can be the one thing God intends me to be. And everything I go through, he will equip me for the next phase of my purpose. And I will grow into what I'm intended to be. And that is truth. So I hope that this encourages you to be on that journey, to focus on heavenly things and the truth that God created you for a purpose, and he will lead you to that. And the things that you go through in your life, God will use to equip you to fulfill your purpose and to be a light in this world. And that's an amazing truth to bring hope into your life and to change the lives of others. Thank you so much for listening to another piece of my journey, and continue to pray for healing for me. Ultimately, I believe I will be healed from this cancer, and I will be deeper into that journey of fulfilling my purpose, whatever that is next that God has for me. Thank you.